Hello, thank you for joining us. Today's letter comes from ECP, who writes, Dear Brother Ron, I'm beginning to think that American anti-Semitism is more prevalent than I had ever thought. What are your feelings about this? Does the problem stem from supersessionism? Is there a broader issue with discrimination in America that includes a mistrust of all sorts of religious and/or ethnic groups? Well, dear ECP, for those unfamiliar with the term, supersessionism, also known as replacement theology, is the theological concept that because the vast majority of Jews in the first century did not accept Jesus as their Messiah, God unilaterally terminated his covenants with the Jewish people and transferred them to the followers of Christianity. It relegates Judaism to an inferior position and recognizes Christianity as the true or spiritual Israel. This concept was first developed by Justin Martyr, who lived 100 to 165 AD, and Irenaeus of Lyon, who lived from 130 to 200 AD. It was largely accepted within the church by the 4th century. It has led to a great deal of persecution of Jews by Christians. Many conservative Protestants still believe in this principle. In opposition to supersessionism is the dual covenant theory. Now, according to the dual covenant theory, God's covenant with Moses is still valid. You can find this covenant in Genesis 17:13, where God tells Moses, He that is born in thy house, and he that is bought with thy money, must be circumcised, and my covenant shall be in your flesh for an everlasting covenant. My problem with supersessionism is that it degrades God. If God can see the future, which I believe he can, then he knew that one day the Jews would deny Jesus and he would break his everlasting covenant. So this would mean that God was lying to Moses. I do not believe that God is a liar. On the other hand, if God has no clue what will happen next and revoked his covenant out of disappointment, this means that God is limited by the same laws of physics which limit human activity and understanding. This means that God is not all-powerful and is not really God. I find both of these positions unacceptable. Certainly the teaching of supersessionism, especially by some fundamental Christian groups, has contributed to anti-Semitism. I believe, however, that the basic cause is a feeling of inferiority within the bigot himself. If a person does not have a positive self-image, there is a tendency to find or create some fault with others. The bigot can then say, I may not be all that I should be, but at least I'm better than them. This is why I encourage people to have a positive self-image. You are a child of the living God. When God created you, he knew what he was doing. You are here for a reason, and that reason is in accordance with God's master plan for the universe. Since you are worthy of God's love, you are worthy of the love and respect of others. You are also entitled to love and respect yourself as one of God's beloved children. You see, if I can have positive feelings about myself, it does not threaten me to have positive feelings about others. Since I believe that I am a great person, I have no trouble believing that you are a great person too. Only small people need to build themselves up by tearing others down. Thank you for joining us.